everyone, welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland, and in today's video I am going to be using these lovely egg pendants that I got from Beebeecraft as part of their YouTube programme. I will have the link for these and the YouTube programme and the Beebeecraft website in the description of this video, along with my 10% off code. Now, today I am going to do these in 3 different ways. It was actually a pack of 5, but I'm only going to do 3 today because I'm going to do them all differently. The first one I am going to do in 2 layers. The second one I am going to brush with a powder and then add resin. And the third one I am going to just pour resin and then decorate afterwards. I'm going to start by giving them a little clean with some masking tape. They're brand new out the packet, but there can still be some hairs and dust and things lying about. So just take some masking tape or that sort of thing and go over them to get rid of any hairs or anything. At the moment, I'm just going to focus on one, so I'll move the other 2 out of the way. And in this one, I'm going to make some clear resin up and just put it in the indented bits so that the raised bits are clear. I am going to be using the J Diction 4 Hours Demold since I'm doing 2 layers, and I will mix that up and put it through my bubble remover, and then I will come back to you. So my resin is mixed and has been debubbled and I have made a lot more than I actually need because I've got other projects going on. I did put some crushed crystal into the resin just to give it a little bit of sparkle. I've maybe put a little bit too much in, but hey-ho. So I'm just going to very carefully use any sort of tool to put small amounts of resin into the indented areas, and I will speed this up for you so that you're not here all day. But as you can see, I wasn't happy using that tool, so I've taken another one. But basically all I'm going to do is put tiny amounts of resin in. I'm going to try not to get it onto the raised areas, but I'll go around and clean it up once I'm finished anyway. So I will speed this bit up for you. Now I'm going to just go in and spread it all out, make sure that it's in all of the nooks and crannies, and try to make sure there's no bubbles or anything at the corners. Bubbles like to cling to sharp edges, so pay close attention to any corners and things that you've got there. So basically all I'm doing now is making sure that I've got enough resin in all of the right places, and then I'm going to give it a clean up. Now on to the cleanup. So I'm basically just taking away any that's spilled over onto the raised areas and make sure again that it's all in the right bits. So to do this I use a mixture of like cotton buds and little, what are they called again? Oh, I can't remember. You know, the little things are like eye makeup kind of brush things. I can't remember. This thing, one of them. So basically that's all I'm going to do, so I'll speed it up for you. Right, that'll do. I'm just going to give it a little squish with alcohol to help to pop any of the surface bubbles. Now I'm going to use some of the nail art that I got in the same haul as the Moulds. And these are gorgeous little Easter polymer clay slices, so there's a whole load of different things there. So my idea is to just pick some up and pop them in where the clear resin is, just so that it gives a little bit of interest when we unmould it. So I'm just going to use a variety of different things here, and again I will speed you up so that you're not here all day. Now I'm just going to use a little pokey tool just to make sure that everything that I've put in there is right inside the resin and sitting where I want it to be, and I'm trying to be careful that I'm not creating any bubbles underneath the charms, which can easily happen. So it's a case of trying to be as gentle as you can with it, and if you see any bubbles, help them rise and pop them. So that is all I'm doing here. while that is curing, I'm going to start on my next one, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a laser powder, but I've just realised that's a chameleon paste. Don't want that, that's for later. So here is the laser powder that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to very gently brush that into the indented areas, so the same areas that I put the clear resin in earlier. I absolutely love this powder, so I'm hoping that it turns out as nice in this as it has in my other projects. So you only need tiny amounts of it, and I'm being as careful as possible not to get it on the raised areas, but I will go and clean it all up afterwards. So let me speed this bit up for you. Then I just brush any excess powder into the bin, and look at that, isn't it gorgeous? You want to make sure that you really do burnish it in as much as you can, so don't be scared to give it a good scrub into the mould so that it all stays where you want it to be. And now I'm going to take this soft brush and again just make sure that everything is off that I can, like any of the surface powder. Then it's time for the dreaded cleanup. I always hate this bit, but I'm a messy crafter, so I always have to do it. So the biggest bits, I just take a baby wipe and I go over them. And because it's on the raised areas, it's relatively easy to take it off without touching the bits that I want to stay. I have managed to take off some of the bits that I want left, so I'm just going back in with my brush and the powder and just touching up any of these bits. There are some smaller bits that it's hard to get to with the baby wipe, so I'm just taking some water on a cotton bud and going over with that just to get off any of the little bits that I missed with the big baby wipe. And that's basically all I'm doing here, so I'll cut the rest of that out for you. Once that's done, I use a dry cotton bud just to dry off the mould because it's a little bit streaky at points. So that's all I'm doing here. Now this is where I need the chameleon pigment paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up some resin, and I'm actually going to mix the pigment paste in with the resin and then just pour it all into the mould. Now with this other mould, I am not doing anything to it first. I'm just going to make up the resin and I'm going to pour the resin in and then decorate that one afterwards. So I'm going to go make up the resin and then I'll come back to you. Right, I am back and this is cured, so let's get on with the rest of these. I am going to start with our blank one. I've mixed up 100 mils of resin because I've got other stuff going on anyway, and I put it through my bubble machine. It's not the fast cure stuff, it's just the T-Expert epoxy resin. So this one here, I am going to add some little dried flowers and just make it a sort of spring-like one. I have got no idea how much this is going to take, so I'm just going to pop a small amount in there. And then I'm going to open this up. I've not used these yet. Oh, some just came out. There must be a wee hole somewhere. Oh, they smell nice. Oh, it smells like potpourri, or potpourri as I always called it. Oh, and it is going everywhere. Of course it is. I should have done this before I put my gloves on, but hey ho. Right, let's just pop some of these in here. I want quite a lot. I'll just put the dropped ones in. Right, let me give this a mix up. I've got no idea if this will be enough or not. We will see, we will see. That's all mixed in. I'm going to give my mould a little swoosh of alcohol. These little edges can attract bubbles and the alcohol will help to reduce that. And I am now just going to pour some in. I should maybe put a bit of colour in with this as well. I might actually drop some different alcohol inks on it just to add a little bit of colour. I've got plenty left. Let me try and get some of the leaves without the resin. What have I got here? I've got a pink. Let's put some pink alcohol ink in. A little bit of yellow. I've definitely overfilled this. It might not even be able to work its way through past the petals, we'll see. And a little bit of green yellow. Who knows how it'll turn out? It's an experiment. Just gently go around the edges, make sure any bubbles are able to get free, and it will mix the alcohol up a bit as well. We will decorate this once it's out of the mould, so it won't just look like this. I can't see where all the edges are, so I'm trying to feel my way around. Definitely over poured, but hey ho. Right, give it another little squish. Get any bubbles that have risen to the top. Let's put that out the way and try and get this yellow ink cleaned up. I'm such a mucky pup. I'm a very messy crafter. Yeah. Now what we are going to do is this one, and I am going to add some of this pigment paste, chameleon paste, to the resin. So I'm going to pop some in here. Oh, I've not used this one yet. Oh, look at this. Wow. Right, let me take my stick. You need to give it a good mix up because it's pigment paste. It needs a good mix when you first, in fact, any time you go to use it. If it's been settled, you need to give it a good mix. And you only need a very small amount, especially for this amount of resin. So I'm going to scrape most of it off my stick and then just use what's stuck to my stick. Stuck to my stick. Because we can always add more, but we can't take away. It looks quite browny. It would have a different colour if it was backed in black, so I could actually add some black pigment paste to this as well, but because it's such a small amount, I really don't want to be adding too much to it because it can affect the curing. It's messy stuff, but hopefully it'll be nice. I'm hoping it'll be nice against that laser powder that we've got in there. I'm going to gently pour it in where the spaces are first, because you'll notice I didn't spray alcohol because I have got the the laser powder in there and I don't want that to all get disturbed. Looks like we're going to have pretty much a good amount. Make sure it goes around the little nubbly bit. This is almost the perfect amount. I wish I had checked to see how much it was. Scrape it out. Look at that, perfect amount. Now I'm not going to go around it with my dotty tool because I don't want to disturb the powder. I'm just going to hope that it gets into all the little nooks and crannies that we need it to and there's not too many bubbles. We'll see. I'm going to put alcohol in there just now so that that gets nice and clean. I'll give this a little dump just to help it out. This works with Resin-Crete. I don't know if it works with normal resin, but I still do it. It's a habit. Well, I'm not sure I'm liking the colour of this one, but hey ho. I feel like we've got a bit of a hole there where there's no flowers. And it's right in the middle, so we don't want that. Right, I'll put this over here. Now with this one, I am going to be using 3 different coloured glitters, all sort of Eastery. So, I only want a tiny amount of each. I have got a blue, a yellow and a green, and they're all nice and fine glitters. Let's just pop in a small amount of resin in each cup. Yes, these cups look dirty, but it's all cured resin, so hopefully it won't actually affect our project. I am getting this laser paste, this chameleon paste everywhere. Right, so we'll put some blue in here. We will put some green in here, whoops, and some yellow in here. Woo, woo, woo. Not good, Fiona. Right, let's give these a stir. It's very thick, which is fine. I think I need some more blue glitter. That's better. Just use a different stir stick, Fiona, it'll be easier. Here we go. The yellow and the green are actually very similar when they're in the resin. So I think I'll put the blue in the middle. So what I want to do first is put, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put some blue in the middle, like that. I'll put some of this, oh, right in the middle of it. That wasn't very clever. That's not what I intended to do. They will mix together slightly anyway, but I did want it to be a bit more natural and organic than me dumping it in. Like that. I'm just going to use this stick because it's a very similar colour anyway. Wow, it's very bright. I thought it was going to be more sort of pastel. Because it's thick, the resin's been sitting for a wee while, so it's heating up, plus it's a small amount of resin and quite a lot of glitter, so it does go thick, which means we should hopefully get less merging together, but we will see. Right, let me take this and make sure that it goes round the nubbly bit. I don't know what the technical term is for that. I'm quite sure it isn't nubbly bit, but that's what I call it. It's the wee bit, the wee dangly bit that makes the hole so that you can hang it as a pendant. There, that's quite nice. And then it will just do what it does on the other side. Will I add a wee touch of clear? I might add a wee touch of clear just in the middle to see what happens. Just go right up the middle. Like that. Whoops. And that will help to spread it out slightly so that it's not straight lines. We don't want straight lines. And that's that. I just need to leave this to cure now, and I will come back to you once we're ready to unmold them. So I will see you in a little while. Good morning. These are all fully cured now, so it's time for my favourite part, the unmoulding. And I've got a couple of extras that I used the spare resin on as well that we'll look at. So this is the one that we did in 2 layers. We did the clear with a sparkle in it and some of the nail charms from Beebeecraft. And then we did the 3 different colours of glitter. As you can see, I've got a bit of overpour there, but that's fine. Oh, it's pretty. We can't really see the texture, the zigzags very well. So I might outline the zigzags and something, but it really doesn't matter because we've got the charms and they've worked out nice. I do like how they've turned out. And there's not too much sparkle. I was worried we wouldn't see the charms for the sparkle. And we got the tiny wee one down there. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I'll need to get rid of the overpour, but that's fine. You can either sand it or use a deburring tool like this that you basically just go around the edge and take off any excess like that. So I will do that. And let's look at this one. This is the one that I messed up. We've got quite a bit of overpour there because it was very full, and then I decided to add alcohol inks. So let's see what that has done to the colour of it. Now this is one that we are planning to do some decorating once it's finished, because all we did was pour it clear resin with the dried flowers and then add some alcohol. So let's have a look. Look at all this overpour. Maybe we'll try and take the worst of it off. See, the worst of it like that you can take off with your fingers when it's still relatively soft. It's easy enough to do, except when there's bits of flowers and things in it, it's a wee bit harder then. Right, let's have a look. Oh, it's pretty. Now obviously these are matte moulds, they're not shiny, but we can shine them up, can't we? So yeah, I am going to do a bit of decorating with this one, and we will decide what we're going to do with it. So there's two. And the third one, this is the one that we brushed the deeper bits with the laser powder, and then we mixed the chameleon laser pigment paste with resin and poured it. So let's see what we've got. Oh wow, I love that. I don't know if the camera is picking up the powder, but that is gorgeous. We've got a couple of little bubbles there, but that will be because I didn't want to go in with my pokey tool and disturb all the powder. But we can cover them up with stickers or something. Yeah, I love the colours together. I really like them. And you get the depth with that one because you've got the laser powder at the front and just the chameleon paste at the back. So that is our 3 eggs as they are at the moment. Now this one could be done with a bit of sanding at the back because some of the little flowers did stick up, so I don't know if you can see there. It could be done with a bit of sanding, but that's easy enough to do, so it's not lying as flat as the other two. Let's have a quick look at the little bears, which were just extras. These are my pocket hunks, and I decided to do these in an Easter style while I was at it. Ah, so again, there's a bit too much of the sparkle. That was the first layer was the sparkle that I used in that one, and there's a bit too much. You can't really see the Easter charms very well, and that bit is too tough for me to take off with my fingers. I'll need to, oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. There we go. So yeah, I'll need to take the excess off, and then I will do a little bit of decorating on that one because it is very cute. And this is the one I used I did the same as that one. I did a layer of the sparkle and added some Easter charms, and that's actually a flower. And then I backed it with the same as that, but I didn't put alcohol in this one. The carrot that's there looks like a tie. I mean, it's okay, it's nice enough, and I will decorate it up because someone might like it. Just because you don't like one of your creations doesn't mean that other people won't. So yeah, it's still very cute. Right, so let's decide what we're going to do here. I might add some UV resin just to the raised areas, just to get a bit of definition between the two. So I will do that. This one, I will probably add some of the nail art stickers that came with the kit from Beebeecraft. I might add some of them, and I'm going to probably add a bit of colour to the raised areas there. I might do it with UV resin so that it shines it up. I'm not sure yet. And this one, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do anything to it. I know there's a couple of little bubbles there, a couple of little holes, but I quite like it as it is. This one I might, I don't know, I'll wait and see. So let's get the nail stickers out and have a look at what we're going to do with this one. Right, I did cut them down so that they would fit into my little sticker book. Let's see. I think they'll brighten it up a bit because it is quite a dark egg. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to go for. maybe a couple of little chicks. Oh, I quite like the little chicks that are together. Do I put them on the raised bit or the, oh, I don't know. Do you know what, I'm going to add a bit of colour first, I think. Let's do that. These might be too dark, but we'll try. So I'm going to do it on the raised area. And it's easy enough to do because you can see where it's raised. That's quite nice. I'll do it on the little bottom bit as well. Quite like that colour. These are the J. Dixon markers. Superior Metallic Brilliance. Alright, I'll leave those to dry. While that's drying, I am going to take a bit of just normal clear UV resin to shine up the raised bits where we've got the charms. So I'm going to use a touch of the high viscosity, and I'm just going to use my finger with a finger caught to spread it on the areas that we want it. And I will tack it in place with my UV torch, and then I'll cure it properly under a lamp in a wee while. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on there. We don't want too much, it's just enough to give it a shine. Not sure how much difference it's making. Do the little top bits. And give it a cure. Yeah, it's making it stand out a little bit more, but I think I'm going to use a brush rather than the finger caught because my finger's a bit big and I'm worried that I'm going to go over the edges. So I'll just use a little paintbrush. I will speed this bit up for you because you know what I'm doing. It does make a bit of a difference, especially when the light catches it. I like that one. Okay, so I made a rookie error in that I paused you to get my nail lamp out and thought I had restarted you, but hadn't. So all you've missed is I have put some UV resin on the raised areas of this one, but there's still not a lot of definition, so I'm going to do something about that. I have coloured the raised areas of this using these markers, and I covered the whole of this, the raised and the indented areas, with UV resin just to shine it up a bit. I think it's lovely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to outline the raised bits of this using a fine liner. I don't know what colour to use. Maybe a dark blue might be quite nice to go with the blue that's in the middle there. Let's try. Let's see what this one's like. I've not used these yet. These were just Timu and they are nice and fine. So let's see. Better. You can't really see the outline as such, but it makes the raised area stick out a bit more, so I like that. Right, let's have a look at the stickers, the nail art stickers that we got from Beebeecraft. I think these will lighten this up quite nicely. What will we go for? We want it to be quite obvious what they are. That'll fit quite nicely in there. I'm just going to take this off. You need to be gentle when you're working with nail art stickers because they are delicate. And I have ripped quite a few in my time. Let's get my tweezers. That's quite cute. Do we want a brown one? No, I think we want to stick to the white ones, don't we? So let's take this one, put him down there. Oh, the wee tail's sticking up. That's okay. And then we'll take this different rabbit. In fact, we take this one that's got the little flowers. Is it flowers or is it a chick? I'm not sure. That one there. So we've got 3 different bunnies in that one, and then will we go for 3 different eggs in this one? You can take them off with your tweezers as well, but I find I sometimes rip them doing that. Let's give it a try. A little egg there, down here, and down there. I'm going to put a couple of flowers down there, I think. A couple of little tulips. Tulips from Amsterdam. Yeah, it's a good job I don't sing much, I know. Now this is very delicate. Blue one there. There we go, and a couple of little chicks up the top, I think. The little girly one with the bow in her hair. These are just adorable. Pop her in there. And then little boy, well, this might not be a little boy one, it might be a little girl one that doesn't have a bow in her hair. Who knows? We don't judge. There we go. Well, look at them. What a difference that makes, doesn't it? So what I am going to do now with this one is to make sure that these stay where I want them to. I am going to go over just the indented bits with UV resin, and it will shine those bits up, plus give the stickers a little bit of security. Right, I think I've got all that covered, so I'm going to pop that under my nail lamp for my UV lamp for a couple of minutes. Do I want to do anything else with this? I'm going to clean up the edges still. I quite like it as it is. I might actually go around the edge with a blue. Let me take a blue from here and just, in fact, I'm going to quickly use my deburring tool to clean up the edges first, because there's still a couple of little bits sticking up there. You can just use like a nail file. You can use a blade, but I nearly cut my fingers off trying that, so I wouldn't recommend it unless you've got very steady hands, which I haven't. That's the worst of it off. Let me take a nail file and just give it a very quick. I'm going away from the front towards the back. There we go. And now I'll just take my blue roll again. I am going to use water rather than alcohol this time, because it's just to get the dusty bits off. That's better. And I'm just going to take this and go right round the outside. Let that dry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to finish edging this. This is now, oh look, I love it. You can actually see the flower details a lot more now. So I am going to leave that as it is now, I think. I like it. And this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some ribbon in them all and hang them up and then take photos. And I will also, off camera, finish up these little Easter pocket hugs, and I will take photos of them for you as well. So hang about for them once I have finished this video. So once again, I would like to say thank you to Beebeecraft for gifting me these moulds. It was a set of 5, remember, I've only used 3 today, but that was just to show you 3 different ways that you can use them. And yeah, I hope that you give them a go as well. If you want to, the link for the moulds will be in the description of this video, and I have a discount code for you as well. So if you click on the link and then use my discount code, you'll save yourself some pennies as well. Even if you want to check out Beebeecraft, but not specifically these moulds, the link just to the Beebeecraft website will also be in the description, as well as the link to follow if you have got a YouTube channel with 100 or more subscribers and you would like to be part of the Beebeecraft YouTube program as well. It is a fantastic program, it really is. So thank you once again to Beebeecraft for gifting me all of the items that they did. And also thank you to you for watching. If you've got any suggestions, I always love to hear them. So please do hit that thumbs up button for me. Talk to me in the comments below. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the pictures, and I'll see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.